Attend ye, my friends, to a new tale. A tale of gods and monsters. A tale of sorcery and demons. A tale of prowess both magical and martial. A tale of the eternal battle between darkness and light. Science and superstition. Of those who thirst for power and hunger for pretty much anything that they can manage to cook. Hello everyone and welcome to a new playthrough, Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. I am Titania Bird. I have played this game through quite a bit. I really like this game a lot. It is in the Metroidvania genre, coined well back in the day with games like Castlevania Symphony of the Night, made of course by the progenitor of the genre and mastermind thereof, Iga himself, and one of the noted successes on video game Kickstarter of someone leaving the company that had wronged them and performing a game of their classic style and actually succeeding at it. So, in other words, not Keiji Inafune, this shit. I do not have all the DLC, I do not have the Iga's backpack yet, but that's not something I'm going to get to quite some time in the game anyway, because we're just going to do main story mode and go through this and do our usual snarky thing. I love this music. Game start. Yeah, as you can see, I have multiple playthroughs that I've done on my own time, including one that I have cleared 3 times at this point. And just gone back and doing New Game Plus. I'm going to do a brand new game. I've done it all. I've played Bloodless mode. I've played Zangetsu mode. I have played Aurora from Child of Light. I have done a randomized playthrough, and that was kind of a pain in the ass, but then again, so was Bloodless. I have dabbled in all of the various different extra modes. I will tell you in advance, if you're looking for a completionist playthrough of Bloodstained Ritual of the Night, go check Gerard Khalil. Go check that one, Video Gamer, and look at his stuff, because I am not a 100% girl. I do not roll that way. We are just taking our lumps as we come and doing it live. And if we end up getting most of the map, which I'm going to try to do, because that's, you know, at least one of the things you are expected to do in a game of this genre, then yeah, we'll do that. But as far as like trying to get like all the items, all the shards, whatnot, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to power up whatever the hell it is I'm using, and that'll be the long and the short. So, with that in mind, let's begin, shall we? Let's start by changing our name here. Now, I could use any one of the backer IDs that are out there to get any of the special weapons. I don't really want to do that. I just want to do this full on. So I can remember which one it is. Fey Queen Y2. Alright, and we are going to do the main story, which means we are going to be playing as Miriam. I may do Zangetsu and Aurora as extra playthroughs once the main one with Miriam is done. I don't know yet. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. And while I have beaten this multiple times on normal and could probably step it up to hard, I'm not a masochist. So I am just going to stick to normal, and you all will have to deal with it.
The Industrial Revolution ushered in a new era that threatened to transform the values of men. No longer would spirituality be their compass. But not all welcomed the change. In 1783, just as the fires of the Laki eruption had plunged all of Europe into an ashen darkness, a horde of demons spilled from the shadows and fell upon city after English city. It was a message. The Alchemy Guild, fearing the rise of industrialism and abandonment by their wealthy patrons, had done the unthinkable to defend their existence. Through recondite arts, the alchemists had created shard binders, humans transplanted with crystal that attuned them to demonic power.
Oh, thank God, I thought they created a children's card game.
They sacrificed the shard binders, and in doing so threw the gates of the world open to demonkind. Countless innocents died, and though the church succeeded in vanquishing the Hell's End, a steep price had already been paid and collected. As for the shard binders, they were presumed to have all died in the sacrificial rite.
But if they did, we wouldn't have a king.
Two survived. Jebel, a boy for whom by some miracle the rite did not prove fatal. And Miriam, a girl who was spared the rite altogether on account of the strange slumber that took her just before it could begin.
Well, at least they got her some
10
nice
years
comfy
have
pillows.
passed. Mankind too soon forgets tragedy. The demons have returned, presaged by a great castle. And on this very hour, Miriam awakens. Upon learning Jebel is the architect of this new, bloodstained ritual, Miriam and the alchemist Johannes set forth for the accursed castle. Their galleon cuts through the water, lancing towards the inevitable.
A bloodstained ritual in the night. I see what you did there, intro. Here comes the rain again, falling on my ship like a memory.
Johannes, are you certain it was...
It was Jebel's doing, Miriam. No mistake.
It's so hard to believe. I wouldn't even be alive if not for him. He's a good soul.
I know. I know how you feel. But the facts are apparent. And the hell he endured 10 years ago would break the best of souls. Miriam, I want you to know that I'm sorry. What my brothers subjected you to... There's no forgiving it.
I mean, you weren't a part of it. You yourself would have been, like, probably maybe a teenager then, so...
It was their transgression, not yours. You always took care of us.
Obviously, not enough.
Well, let it go, Johannes. We need to focus on the task ahead. If Jebel is responsible for the summoning, then I have to stop him. I gave him my word.
I ought to do it. He was my best friend.
But I'm the only one who can. The shard experiments prepared me for combat. Let them amount to something.
And they also gave me this really neat rose-looking tattoo on my boob.
10 whole years. What put me in that sleep?
I wish I had the answer. All I know is the spell that stopped time for you was advanced, arcane.
And yet still somehow allowed you to grow up into an adult body. Thank God for that.
But by observing the ebb of the magic's hold on you, I was able to predict exactly when you would wake up.
Oh, I see.
We'll make landfall soon. You should get ready. I had the chest there packed with essential equipment. Now would be a good time to put it on.
Oh. Not that chest, apparently. our basic... We have... Oops, I accidentally took a screenshot. We have no weapons right now, so our attacks are all just... We're doing more Chun-Li stuff than Nicki Minaj ever did. A knife and kung fu shoes. Our main menu. Equipment. We can select the one that we want from the list. Same attack, but, you know, let's go with kung fu shoes. I want to keep kicking for right now. Excuse me. I will get to the other sections of this later on. I had, like, turned the music down a bit because I thought it was too loud. But I'm just going to bump it back up.
Good. You're prepared. The next order of business is to...
Be interrupted.
I'll take care of it.
Well, Johannes, looks like calamari's on the dinner table tonight. Ouch. Shard, a crystallized form of demon power. It cannot be handled by an ordinary human being. That's what she said. It's a conjure shard. Press Y to trigger a projectile attack, or, since I am using a PS4 controller hooked up to my computer for this, it'll be triangle. Consumes MP. Cerulean Splash lands a bouncing ball of water at enemies.
Was that a shard?
I'd forgotten the way it felt. Like uninvited claws scraping across my bones.
Ugh.
The demon's power was transmuted into that shard, which forcibly bonded to the crystal embedded in your body.
And that somehow only pokes out on your boobs and your thighs.
The strength you gain from it is undeniable, but eventually, the crystal will devour you.
I thought the procedure you discovered halted the corruption.
Isn't that why you tattooed all these circles? Oh no, I just really wanted to give you a tattoo on your breast.
It did, but that doesn't guarantee you'll be safe if you start absorbing shards in massive quantities.
So you're saying I should not consume mass quantities? Okay, Conehead.
I know my body's limits better than anyone. And I'm going to need all the power I can get. If I run into trouble, you can help me. You've done it before. You'll do it again.
After all, I know the real reason you put those Enochian symbols on my breast. I don't mind.
Thanks for giving me a choice in the matter. Well, I won't let you down. Not if I can help it. Just promise you won't push yourself.
How did they get inside?
No, not Screamy Brian!
The demons from the castle must have infested the ship.
Then they can help me wake up these muscles of mine. I'll wipe the deck with them.
I mean, unless you want to help me wake up these muscles. No. Yeah, you're right. We're in a life or death situation. Later then, Johannes. Galleon Minerva. Can't quite get there yet. Three kicks kill the Morts. I think 4 of them got the, yeah, part of the reason I'm using my PS4 controller on this is my A button. I think I may have mentioned this in some of the Mass Effect stuff that I did. The A button on my Xbox-style controller kind of sticks, and I'm going to need to be hitting the X button on this quite a lot.
This device responds to magic. Maybe I just need to hold my hand up to it.
Ah, yes, it's like waving your hand in front of an automatic door. There are certain doors that can be opened by holding Miriam's arm in front of it. Tilt the right stick to designate direction. Use the force, Miriam. Well, those, Halites got some money. Yeah, those, tentacles in the background, those, certainly look, foreboding. Lemons. Well, I guess when life gives you lemons, we'll probably make grenades with lemons. Oh, those monsters are called schemas. And that's an Aiello. A Tony Aiello. Lemon in a country dress. Country dress gonna give it to ya. Well, that thing's out of my reach now, so... Jumping down with LNA. I can slide that way, but I don't want to. Ah, I've leveled up. I think I... Oh yeah, I put on the country dress, so I got a little boost in my attacks, and now it does 6 damage. Got a couple potions. If we need them, I'll show you what they do. Guy. Ouch. First time we've gotten hit this whole thing. That was a Dulla hammer. We can't go any further this way. As you can tell, that was based on the Dullahan of before. A tunic. I'm probably going to accidentally take a lot of screenshots for one very, very important reason. Again, I'm using the PS4 controller, so hitting start button is right next to the center pad, and that's how what tells Steam that you want a screenshot. So, bookcase. In my studies, I have found the existence of the following attributes: slash attribute, thrust attribute, strike attribute, fire attribute, ice attribute, thunder attribute, light attribute, dark attribute, poison, curse, and stone. So if you look on the right-hand side here of our stats here, of course you've got your attack. The base attack stat for all of your weapon attacks. Defense, which is determines how much or how little you get hit for. Strength partially feeds into attack. Constitution partially feeds into defense. Intelligence, I believe, determines how much damage your shard towers do. Mind determines how fast you get your MP back, and ultimately how much MP you end up getting. Luck is tied to drops. We'll get into some of those in a little bit. Actually, you know what? We can get into that now. I can show you that now here in a bit. Because we have had some item drops from some enemies. And then you have the resist section, which has the various different attributes listed on there. Right now, we do not have any resistance to any of those, meaning that all of those just are going to... We're just going to take damage based on our constitution and maybe our intelligence and nothing else. Now, here we can look at our completion rate for things, which, again, good for some people. We don't care. But you can look through all the various different list of items and what you can defeat to get them from. Oh, we got some bronze from defeating that Dola Hammer. And we got some halite, which is salt extracted from rocks from the Syama. And if we go through here, I'm pretty sure at some point we'll find lemons that we got dropped from that Aiello and Urulsha, which I don't believe is a monster we've come across quite yet. And then books, which we'll come across those. Key items, which we don't have any of yet. And then weapons. Now, if we go into the demons that we've seen so far, we take a look at multiple things here. You can, of course, see the enemy names. We've seen Mortes, Siamas, Aiellos, and Dullahammers so far. And if we go into the profile for monsters, not only do we have the description down at the bottom when we have them selected, but we've got kind of their base stats on here. Here, how many HP they have, how much experience they give, what their weaknesses and resistances are. For instance, the Morte, very resistant to dark damage, to curse damage, and poison. Weak to light and fire. We can see how many of them we've killed. And over here on the right-hand side, we've got drop rates. If there's certain items that they have, they'll show the item if you've gotten them, and the approximate rarity of how much that they are. We'll show that a little more in depth on some of the other monsters that we have gotten some of the items from. But there's also a specific drop rate for the shard, and again, on a different monster, I'll show you that, and the various different areas where you can find them. So far, we've only come across Mortes in Galleon Minerva, so that is the only one on the spawn list there. This will fill out as we fight more and more of them, and we get them, and they do their drops and all that. Now, Syama, over here, is going to give us, again, a bit more explanation as to the other things we got. Apparently there are 2 items that this can drop, one of which we've not yet come across. But we've come across the 5% drop rate for the halites. We've also come across the 3% drop rate for the Cerulean Splash. Of course, first monster, the first Yama that we came across, had a 100% chance of giving us the shard from it, because, of course, this is the early game and this is the tutorial area. We needed that little area about, oh hey, you defeat monsters, sometimes they give you neat things, like new powers and stuff like that. Aiello, 3 potential drop items. We've come across one, which is the lemon at a 4% drop percentage. They do have a shard. We don't know what the percentage is on that. And the Dola Hammer, we've come across bronze, which is a 12% drop rate. I think that is the most common item that a Dola Hammer can drop. I have not gotten its shard yet, and it's only available in this one place. Now, if I remember correctly, I think if we go this way, yep, we have our first save room, which is in a room that looks like it's being overseen by like one of those mosquito-looking aliens from Star Wars, but with bat-like seraphim wings. We sit down, save our progress. And every time that we sit down here, regardless of whether we save or not, it is a full heal. In case you're wondering why I've been jumping up and kicking all these lanterns, It is because they drop money. Right. We got some money and a hairband. So I believe we can replace our Ares horns with something that gives us a little more defense and a little more intelligence. As you'll see with these items, there's a simple description of them down in the lower third, and on the right-hand side of that, there is the various different stat increases. So you can kind of give it a glance. You can also look at the left side and see how it compares to what you've got right now. In our case, the hairband is just outright better than the Ares horns that we started with. So we'll put a little hair in the hand, and I'm using the right stick to kind of have her twirl around and model it and move up and down on the screen. Now sometimes you'll come across walls that you can break down. This will often lead you to secret areas where we got 1,000 gold, another lantern that I can destroy for 10 gold, and this little ampule down here, which increases our max MP. This is another way that our MP can go up. Now, I did kind of skip through things here. Skip down here, but we can go this way as well. We do not have the map of this. We do not have the map for this area, so we're kind of going blind right now. Keep the Morte. Oh, we got a level up from killing that enemy and stab ourselves with the shard. This one is a directional shard. Aim with the right stick and press right trigger to activate. Cast magic towards the aim direction. Consumes MP. This one is Flame Cannon. It launches fireball in the direction at which we point. So, you saw earlier with the right stick, the little magical bubbles that are us using the force. We can also use our right stick to move that around as much as we want, and aim it, and hit our right trigger. And light off a cannon that destroys this wall here, and lets us go this way. Candles can drop a mana rose when destroyed. This is a magical rose that slightly replenishes MP. I did not get to say that earlier, because mostly we were just getting close, but yes, if we are a bit low on MP, also destroy candles there, and that will do the thing. Your right trigger powers you can also use unaimed. It will just go straight in front of you. Really noisy going on outside. I don't think y'all can hear it because I have my microphone set up to free outside noise, but there is something going on out there. And I'm pretty sure it's outside, judging from where I hear it coming from. Take some dumb hits to these Tianas. Fortunately, they took some dumb hits right back. I'm going to go ahead and use a potion here just to show you what that does. It covers the health a little bit, and I miss that coin. 5 gold. Okay, so you may have noticed when we go into some of these rooms, they had chests in them. There's a little icon that shows up on the map that shows that they are there. And now we have the full Galleon map, so we can get a button and see all the places that we have not yet been. And we can zoom in and zoom out. Zoom in so we can see a little bit better. You'll see this is a nice large room, and there's actually that one room up there that I did not fully go to. That I went because I thought it was progress, and I... SP rounds and cannon scrap. We'll get into what cannon scrap is, but SP rounds. I'll tell you what that is here in a little bit, because I think we're getting the thing that you can use to it here pretty soon. Some bronze, some halite, some sugar. More SP rounds from that cannon. And a chest here. A short sword. Which I think is actually... Yes, it is actually legitimately better than the shoes that we have. It's good to keep a wide variety of weapons. In fact, when you look at the weapons, note down where it says what their stats are, there's actually different categories. We have shoes, daggers, which also includes knives, and I think rapiers are in that grouping too. Swords, and there are other groupings that we'll come across as we get to know them. As you can see, relative to both knife and shoes, swords are not as fast, but they are stronger. So each of the different kinds of weapons has their advantages and disadvantages. And here we have a special technique. Flashing air kick. Perform up to 3 spinning kicks by repeating the same command. Circle forward in X for 15 MP. Lets you do this technique on the Kung Fu shoes and the Dragon shoes. I am probably not going to be mastering all these techniques. I will try to demonstrate them, but I will probably not be able to master them. So let's just go back to the Kung Fu shoes here for a moment. And circle. There we go. Quarter circle forward. And as you see, that did a little bit of my MP, which is regenerating. Slowly, but it is regenerating. And if you look under Archives and Techniques, you can see the techniques that you've learned. You can see the type of weapon that they're made for, but not the specific, the exact specific weapon that they were designed for. We'll look at that somewhere else. And, of course, you can see all the relevant information about it. The command, the MP costs, and especially important, that mastery bar. As we successfully use it, especially as we successfully use it to damage enemies, that is a very specific point. You can't grind it up just by doing it in the air ad nauseum. It has to actually connect with enemies. That bar will increase, will begin to fill up with green. And once that bar is completely green, completely full with green, the technique is mastered and it can be used on any weapon of the type that it is indicated for. So if we end up mastering it on the Kung Fu shoes here, or if we get the Dragon shoes later and master it on that, it will then be available to all other shoes. Down in the journal, we have specific things that are broken down that we can read in here that I'll show you as we go along. Right now, all we have is the journal entry for the flashing air kick, which is what we got from the book. And this is how you remind yourself what specific weapons you need in order to be able to master a technique. Also, we're in a save room. So let's pray to our mosquito seraphim god. By the way, if you're using a either Xbox or PS4 controller to play this game, you can use either the left stick or the directional pad to move. Either one. Okay, so I did hit with that technique once. So now you see there's a slight bit of green in that mastery bar. Emphasis on the word slight. I am trying to use it just to get that green bar a little more filled up, but the cannons are not one of the better enemies to do that on. Okay, so I got 3 good hits on that one. Okay. By the way, in case you're wondering why I'm going back, that one room being unchecked is a serious oversight on my part, and I am going to panic if I don't do anything about that. Step it up. Sadly, level ups do not give us like full heals, but that's fine. It does give us lovely little stat bonuses. At the very least, to like HP and stuff. Yeah. Now Morty's, I think I could have. I think I could get away with doing the whole technique on, unless they're in midair like that. But you can actually attack in midair. And if you get the timing right, you can even do special attacks. Of course, the thing is, all of these special attacks are like Street Fighter stuff, and I have never been good at fighting games. There are some people for whom fighting games are their preferred genre, and they're really good at it. I am not one of those people. I will make no delusions to my quality or abilities on that front, and I will not put you through it. Writhing Limb. Okay, so we finally got the one enemy. Musketoon. A gun can be shot by equipping a consumable bullet. When you run out of the type of bullet that was equipped, the bullet will be replaced with a much weaker infinite bullet. Okay, this is what I was talking about earlier and why we were getting the SP rounds there. The Musketoon is not as powerful as any of the weapons that we have right now as it is for the infinite rounds. However, they do come with special infinite round, or they come with the base infinite rounds, which does the lowest amount of damage. But you can fire them pretty quickly and ad nauseum, or you have a limited amount of special rounds that do various different things. For instance, these are soft point rounds. They have no special characteristics except for increased damage. And we got some more rounds there. I'm just going to use that other potion real quick. Yeah, Writhing Limb, Cannon Scrap, those have special purposes. Cotton, actually all of these here have special purposes. We'll get to them at a certain point. The other downside, the other major downside to the gun is that it can be very powerful depending on the rounds, but you have to make sure that you hit, because it is just like a thin, straight line. Yeah, it is just a thin, straight line. Fortunately, there's also some penetrating there, so if you hit one lamp, you can potentially hit another one. By the way, what I did there was left bumper, backdash, kind of a little hop. If you're into beer, the backdash is how you get your hops. Yeah, that was bad even for me. I'm going to go ahead and switch that back to SP rounds, but I'm also going to switch back to the short sword for the time being, because it is our... it's slightly longer range than the boots and the dagger, also the short sword, even though it's a slower swing. So, again, every weapon has its advantages and disadvantages. You will come to learn which ones you like and which ones you don't in time. My favorite will probably not surprise you. Yeah. Here's a hint, I don't actually use the gun all that much. Got some more can scraps there. Boom, boom, boom. 3 shots, 3 kills, and I got some more SP rounds out of those. Which is, you know, pretty nice. By the way, chests like these, that are this blue color, remember those. No, for later, at least. For later. We'll talk about those in a later. Right now, I need to get out of here and heal up. I got that one Morte and just like got the other, just like hit the other Morte with the one that I just had. Saving progress and healing. We're already up at above 4, and I've already been playing this for like 38 minutes now. Not counting the time that it took me to do the intro. Short transitional room here. And a tattered scarf. So we have a replacement for our current scarf. Somehow, amazingly, the tattered scarf is slightly better than the scarf that we were wearing that wasn't tattered, because while it is in more raggedy shape, it also somehow boosts our mind score. Okay. Oh, and we do have accessories right now. I didn't think to check that. We have a rusted ring, which is the lower grade accessories. We'll swap them out with better things in due time. This one gives us a tick up to our constitution and a tick up to our defense. And as you can see, our defense actually goes up by 2, because this also boosts our con, which again feeds into our defense. Off with your head. I'm going to lose the head. My baby rose is red. It says they're not the black and white, but roses should be red. They're going to lose their head. Speaking of losing your head, the Dolahammer. Okay, so there are things up there. We cannot get that right now. We cannot do anything about that right now. That is for later times. Oh, we got a ghost, which looks suspiciously like y'all remember the PBS show Ghost Writer? Where it's like this little ball that like wrote things to help people, help kids solve mysteries. That's what that reminds me of. Also, we got an ectoplasm, which again we'll talk about later. 3-strike kill for that. Looks like we're going up for a bit. Ooh. Something interesting decided to say hello, and we got 3 writhing limbs. 3. And, oh, by the way, sometimes in those alcoves in the wall, when you hit them, they can hide items. They are not always equipment like that. Sometimes there are other things that are being hidden there, like HP ups and MP ups. In this case, we got the safe ring, which decreases our attack to 0, meaning we cannot attack basically or do anything except for use our special powers. But our defense will get a huge tick up. I am not going to wear that. I will never wear that. Because that is... I'm not entirely against, like, min-maxing strats, but I'm not going to use them. Claymore, we got a new type of weapon here. By the way, the Musketeer is in the Firearms group. The Claymore is in the Great Swords group. Higher attack, but... while they have a very wide sweeping arc, and are especially good for taking care of things that are over your head, they are very, very slow. And there are actually some weapons that are technically not great swords that also fall under this banner that will come across from your time. We got a corn seed, a rice seed, and a potato seed. What are those used for? We'll find out later. I know you're probably tired of hearing me say that by now. Step up. And we got a Dolahammer helm, another one of the drops from the hammer. And we also fire off that cannon, which takes us right back here, and by extension, up to... oops. Up to this save point right here. Which we need, because we were at 78 health. So with that way open now, we can just head over. Stay at a distance there, and Dolahammer helm. By the way, in case you're wondering, the Dolahammer helm. Wow, for some reason that is hard to say. Dolahammer helm that we have 2 of is an equipable item. Sometimes you can get equipment off of enemies. In this case, as you might have guessed, a helmet. Nice little kick up to defense and constitution. Relative to what we had. One more defense, one more constitution, one more strength, but one less intelligence if we switch it out. This also gives a little, with the icon there, it gives us a tick of resistance to slashing attacks, which are kind of like the greatsword that we've got. Piercing is going to be like the firearms. Bludgeoning is going to be like the shoes on one other weapon type that we haven't yet seen. But yeah, when you get items like this is where you're starting to go, okay, this is a question of my playstyle here. Do I want to, have that extra defense and a little bit extra attacking power, but sacrifice my magic capability? Or do I want to keep the ability to attack using my magic and do without the increased strength and defense? So there's trade-offs to be made, and I trust that you will have the intelligence to make your own very wise decisions. For me, I am not of a mind right now to make that switch, so I'm not going to. As great as it is to have an increased push, have an increased kick up to attack, I'm just not going to go with that. I accidentally said push because that's exactly what you can do to this box. It's glowing, that means it's an interactable item. Not everything that is interactable is glowing, but in this case, this box is, as opposed to all the boxes before that we saw that were not glowing, therefore were not interactable. We have a chest here, and we have a whip. It would not... Oh, I'm sorry, 2 more weapon classes that we can get to move across. It would not be an Egavania game if we did not have a weapon. Keep in mind, spiritual successor. Yeah, we have a spiritual successor to Castlevania here, so of course, a weapon. Get this box over here, this red box. 500 gold! Okay, whips are, they are bludgeoning type weapons, and they are kind of cut from the same cloth as the claymores, because they are wide swinging and slow. They're not as powerful as claymores. Also, note that the whip can kind of attack a bit behind us. Oh, we got a sea urchin. Oh. Hang on a sec. Okay, yeah, Dullhammer helms are 3% drop rate. Sea urchins are 8%. But in my experience, it's actually not that common to get sea urchins, so we're getting fairly decently rare drops already. And, well, we have a chest here with another potion. But we also have a health door right here. A save point here, which we are definitely going to use. I am going to go ahead and switch back over to the Claymore because of Raisins. Raisins is my intel guy. We have these rats. They are not going to hurt us. So we are going to leave them alone. You can attack them, but I don't know if they give you any experience points if you do. Also, I think I just realized something. Yes, I have blood set to white. Blood can be set to various different colors. You've got your standard red. It can be black blood if you want to have black blood coming out of your evil monsters that you're slaying. Blue blood. If you just want to attack Vulcans or just really hate the rich, which in this day and age, who can blame you? Green blood, which again, if you want to attack Vulcans, because it's Romulans that are. It's either Romulans or Cardassians that are blue-blooded. Vulcans are green-blooded. No, wait, Romulans are related to Vulcans, so they'd be green-blooded. I've messed up my own joke. Purple for Royal Slaughter. White, if you're juvenile. Pink, just because hot pink. Magenta, which is kind of like pink, except actually kind of the strange cross-blend of pink and purple that our brains came up with because it didn't really have a color to fill in the gap between pink and purple. Lavender, which is just kind of a softer magenta. Sky blue, so a lighter blue. Yellow. Orange. And right back around to red. Let's roll with purple. Unfortunately, the blood that is already on the screen is still white. That blood, on the other hand, is purple. The rats that we killed are not considered humans. They are just rats. So if you kill the rats, congratulations, you've accomplished nothing. Which means, in illustrating that to you, I have accomplished nothing. I never said I was a smart girl. Oh, he's wearing a mask. He has to be a bad guy.
You've decided to awaken.
Jeeble, tell me you didn't do this. It doesn't make any sense.
How does it not? After all the sins humans wrought upon us?
Johannes told me what they did to you. And you're right, it's horrible. But what you're doing now is just as bad.
Actually, I would argue that what he's doing is even worse. But let's not both sides the apocalypse, please.
No! No, there you are very wrong. What the alchemists did was reshuffle our bodies.
So, wait, are you saying that you're actually Miriam and she's actually Jeeble?
What I intend to do is reshuffle the world. I'd say I've earned the right.
Oh, no, you didn't mean like in you body change. Or... Well, I feel awkward now.
Join me, Miriam. You're the only one who understands the pain I feel. What it's like to no longer be human.
No one understands me. I'm not even human anymore. I've got a tattoo of a rose on my face because I'm rebelling against Mommy and Daddy Alchemist.
What? I was the one that came to you broken. Convinced I was a monster. And you told...
This is nonsense.
I mean, what's nonsense is the fact that apparently behind your mask I can clearly see that one of your sclerae has gone black.
You told me... Our power doesn't make us good or bad. Our choices do. I'd given up on my humanity, but you restored my hope. Don't you remember?
The 21st night of September.
Master Jebel, we must return.
Yes. Miriam, I tire of reminiscing with you. You're here to kill me, aren't you? Then first prove you can find me. Along the way, you'll have no choice but to absorb shards and avail yourself of the powers of hell.
In other words, I am the inciting incident to get this game properly going. You will have to play this game if you want to get to me. That was my diabolical plan all along, Miriam!
If you can still claim to be human at the end of it all, then perhaps I might be more inclined to listen. Come, Gregory. We're leaving.
Jebel, wait!
Well, I've seen enough hentai to know where this is going. Clearly, I haven't seen enough hentai. Alright, well, shooting balls of water at me. This is why I went with the claymore. I really wanted those overhead strikes, and to be able to jump and slash at the moves. Oh, you're going back to the front of the boat already. I think I'm powering through this. Oh, we got ads. Note that this wide swing also let me attack from behind. Oh, she's moving around. I'm going to take that opportunity to hit that one potion. So uncheck the new one. Those items there. Slash it to boom. Slash it to boba. Ooh, got her just as she was dropping down. Level up. Boss defeated. Shard! A new directional shard, Thrashing Tentacle. Attack foes with one of Bephar's tentacles. Bephar is the boss that we just fought.
I saw it. Just a flicker. That was the Jebel I know. I will put a stop to all this.
Well, yeah. Intro sequence time!
Bloodstained.
Oh, hi, Solid Snake.
We're here.
Yes, we're here. And we'll continue from this cutscene when next we meet again, whatever that may be. Until then, I'm Titania Bird. Later, y'all.